Hello everyone. This video presents a notable event that happened on each day from the past week in history. On February 25th, 1870, history was made when Hiram Rhodes Revels, an African-American man from Mississippi, was sworn in as a U.S. Senator, the first African-American member of the U.S. Congress. Despite being born in North Carolina in 1827, Revels was not born a slave and later lived in Indiana and Ohio. The son of a Baptist minister, Revels was educated in Quaker seminaries and at Knox College in Illinois, later being ordained in the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Revels served in the U.S. Army during the American Civil War as a chaplain, and also helped recruit 2 regiments of African-American soldiers. After the war, Revels moved to Mississippi, where he joined the Methodist Episcopal Church and became a pastor and entered state politics. At the time, the state legislature selected senators, and Mississippi's legislature elected Revels to his historic post as a U.S. Senator. On February 26, 1903, Michael Joseph Owens was granted a patent for a glass-blowing machine, one of 5 inventions he patented for the mass production of glass objects such as light bulbs and bottles. Owens made the production of glass bottles 80% cheaper and glass bulbs 90% cheaper than handmade objects. His inventions revolutionized the glass industry and helped spur the rapid development of the 20th century industrial modernization. Owens worked for glass pioneer Edward Libby in Ohio, making light bulbs for Edison General Electric. In 1919, Owens joined Libby in creating the Owens Bottle Company, later becoming Owens Illinois Glass Company via merger. For his contribution to industry through invention, Owens was awarded the Elliott Cresson Medal by the Franklin Institute, one of the great Ohio inventors such as Thomas Edison, Charles Kettering, the Wright brothers, and many others. On February 27, 1807, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was born in Maine, going on to a career in education and especially poetry, becoming the most prominent American poet of his day. Today we ask you, who is America's greatest poet? We list some possible choices with perhaps their greatest poems, but feel free to add your own. Maya Angelou, On the Pulse of Morning. E. E. Cummings, Anyone Lived in a Pretty How Town. Emily Dickinson, Hope. Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. Langston Hughes, The Negro Speaks of Rivers. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Paul Revere's Ride. Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven. Ezra Pound, Cathay. And Walt Whitman, Leaves of Grass. As a question for my students and subscribers, who is your choice as America's greatest poet? How about America's greatest poem? Please let us know in the comments section below this video. On February 28, 1959, a Thor Agena A rocket was launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, carrying a spy satellite designated Discoverer-1, the first in a spy satellite program of the American Military and Intelligence Network. Discoverer-1 was intended as the first ever satellite to orbit the Earth via the poles rather than on an equatorial orbit, and was part of the Corona program. Actually a test bed, Discoverer-1 was not equipped with the camera and film that later satellites of the KH-1 type would carry. Unfortunately, the Starcross spacecraft failed in its mission, and is believed to have crashed somewhere in the area of the South Pole. Later launches would prove more successful, with the photographic reconnaissance satellites taking pictures of the Soviet Union and dropping film capsules all the way from space back to Earth for recovery by photographic analysts. The map that you see on your screen now shows the situation in Ukraine prior to Russia's invasion in 2022. The animated map that follows shows the daily progress of the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine, as reported on Wikimedia Commons each day from February 24, 2022 through February 29, 2024. Russia's invasion has had 6 major phases thus far. The first phase covers the period from February 24, 2022, when Russia launched a military invasion of Ukraine, to April 7, 2022, when fighting focused away from the northeast and Kyiv and towards the south and east of Ukraine. The second phase covers the period from April 8, 2022, when the area of heavy fighting shifted to the south and east of Ukraine to August 28, 2022, the day before Ukraine announced the start of its Kherson counteroffensive. The third phase covers the period from August 29, 2022, when Ukraine's Kherson counteroffensive started, to November 11, 2022, when Ukrainian troops retook Kherson. The fourth phase covers the period from November 12, 2022, following the conclusion of Ukraine's Kherson and Kharkiv counteroffensives, to June 7, 2023, the day before the 2023 Ukrainian counteroffensive began. The fifth phase covers the period from June 8, 2023, as the 2023 Ukrainian counteroffensive began, to November 30, 2023. The sixth phase covers the period from December 1st, 2023 to the present day. As a question for my students and subscribers, what is your main observation of today's update? Have the most recent developments favored Russia or Ukraine? Please let us know in the comments section below this video. If you liked this video and would like to receive notification of new videos, please feel welcome to subscribe to History and Headlines and become one of our patrons. Your viewership is much appreciated. Finally, to learn more about Ukrainian history, please see #Project Ukraine. On March 1st, 1998, the movie industry reached a new milestone when the James Cameron epic film Titanic passed the magical $1 billion mark, the first movie to do so. Titanic was a titanic success, eventually reaping $2.2 billion in box office receipts and currently ranking as the third highest moneymaker. The highest ranking film to date is Avatar at $2.9 billion, and the number 2 spot is held by Avengers Endgame at $2.8 billion. Titanic cost a then record $200 million to make, a pittance compared to the estimated budget of 2022's Avatar: The Way of Water, an incredible $350 to $460 million. As a question for my students and subscribers, what is your favorite film? What movie do you consider the greatest of all time? Please let us know in the comments section below this video. On March 2nd, 1978, space exploration history was made when Vladimir Remek, a pilot, politician, and diplomat from Czechoslovakia, became the first person in space that was not Russian or American. Remek lifted off aboard Soviet spacecraft Soyuz 28 for an 8-day trip to outer space, heading to the Soviet space station Salyut 6. A former pilot in the Czechoslovakian Air Force, Remek was hailed a national hero and even was awarded the Hero of the Soviet Union Medal by the USSR. He parlayed his renown into a career in politics, serving as a member of the European Parliament from 2004 to 2013, and as ambassador to Russia from 2014 to 2018. The subject of numerous awards and accolades, an asteroid was named 2552 Remek in his honor. As a question for my students and subscribers, which event from this past week in history would you most like to learn more about? Please let me know in the comments section below this video. If you liked this video and would like to receive notification of new videos, please feel welcome to subscribe to History and Headlines and become one of our patrons. Your viewership is much appreciated. For image, audio, and other credits and attributions for components of the individual videos in this compilation, please see the descriptions of their respective videos, which are linked to in this video's description.